Okay, so this time we'll move into the public comment section of the meeting and hear from those who have signed in before this meeting was called to order. So, no public comments. Now we'll move to consent items, which I've not opened yet. So we're just doing that was the last meeting we were over here. I have the financials at the bottom, right? Any questions, concerns, issues?
I move to accept consent items from items 5.1.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All passes. Now, let's go to the presentation, discussion, or action items.
Awesome. So I'm a Harmony High School ag teacher, as most of you all know, and we participate in leadership development events, those contests based around public speaking, leadership skills. And so today we have our ag issues team here. They present over a topic or an issue facing agriculture. They will introduce themselves in their presentation and everything. If y'all have questions at the end, you're welcome to ask them questions. They have to answer questions. We're at the very beginning of our presentation. Yesterday was our first contest, so it was our first time in full official dress like this, and so still relying a little bit on our note cards, but they'll be gone by at least next Monday, and our district contest isn't until November 14th, so they'll have it down by then. So y'all are welcome to start.
Let's get it started.
Yeah, y'all can definitely take pictures. No, stay right there. You're gonna face us. You're ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to debate one of America's most pressing agricultural issues, tariffs. Tariffs are more than numbers in an economic report. They affect what farmers pay for fertilizer, what ranchers get for beef, and what families spend at the grocery store, and what America's role looks like in a global market. In the past decade, tariffs and retaliatory trade have reduced U.S. farm exports by nearly $27 billion, while prices for common produce, such as tomatoes, has risen 40%. On the flip side, tariffs are also promoted as tools to protect American farmers from unfair foreign competition and to strengthen national security. So, the question we face is this: are tariffs saving American agriculture, or are they slowly undermining it? Hello, we are the Harmony FFA Agricultural Issue Forum team. My name is Madison Nix, and I will be your moderator. Let us meet our team, beginning with our panel who are on the negative side of this debate.
Hello, my name is Everly, and I believe tariffs are disrupting America's global trade relationship.
My name is Baylor Bearden, and I believe tariffs are causing turmoil and inflating the costs of agricultural inputs.
Thank you. And now let us meet with our panel who are on the positive side of tariffs.
My name is Rowdy, and I believe these new tariffs imposed on imported goods are a benefit to American agriculture.
My name is Hugh, and I support the case for how tariffs strengthen U.S. farmers and national security.
Now they know our team, let us move into our first question facing the impact of tariffs on agriculture. Supporters claim tariffs shield farmers from unfair foreign subsidies. Opponents say they simply raise cost. Where do we stand? Do tariffs protect American farmers or hurt them the most?
Tariffs exist to protect American agriculture. Nations like China and Brazil subsidize their farmers, making it impossible for our farmers and ranchers to compete fairly. Without tariffs, we risk losing market shares here at home to artificially cheap imports.
But what good is protection if the cost of production is rising? Tariffs on steel and aluminum raise machinery costs, and tariffs on fertilizer send Canadian potash prices up nearly 50%. Farmers cannot survive if they are protected on one side and left vulnerable on the other.
That's true, but let's not overlook national security. Food security is national security. If tariffs reduce dependence on imports, we're less vulnerable
Well, that was an intense start. The positive side emphasizes fairness and national security, while the negative side highlights raising cost and farm closures. Exports are the lifeblood of American agriculture, yet tariffs have reshaped trade flows. Are tariffs saving profits or sinking them? How do tariffs affect farm profitability and exports?
Tariffs safeguard domestic profitability by raising the price of imports. They ensure American-grown goods remain competitive in our markets, even if exports face headwinds.
Headwinds, more like a hurricane. The USDA reports farm exports fell by $27 billion during America's history, which holding us to China's border. Farmers can't survive if global customers walk away.
That's why federal aid programs exist. Billions were reinvested into producers through tariff relief packages. Yes, the path is bumpy, but American farmers have got the support to weather out the storm.
Relief checks are just Band-Aids on open wounds. By 2025, soybean planting has dropped by more than 3.5 million acres. Brazil gladly took our market share. You can't buy back lost trust with bailout money.
Yet markets are recurring. Tariffs leverage short-term pain for long-term gain in negotiating more fair trade deals.
Long-term gain, farmers stumble on theories of long-term gain, speculative seeds and certificates. Lost acres, lost agriculture, lost expenses. Those are today's reality.
We clearly have a divide between strategic protection and immediate profitability. One side argues tariffs safeguard the domestic market, yet the other insists export losses outweigh any short-term protection. Let us move on. Farm policy doesn't end in the field. It ends at the checkout counter. Do tariffs make food more secure or simply more expensive? How do tariffs impact consumers at the grocery store?
Consumers are paying more every week. Tomatoes are up nearly 40%, fresh produce is over 70%, and avocados are up $5. Families know, and tariffs are part of that inflationary pressure.
While prices rise, tariffs encourage Americans to buy locally. When imports cost more, domestic growers gain. That strengthens local economies and provides fresher, safer products.
That sounds good on paper, but consumers aren't encouraged when they have no choice to begin with. If tariffs raise prices on products we can't grow here, like bananas or mangoes, all they'll do is squeeze family budgets.
True, but it's worth considering long-term benefits. Tariffs stimulate investments in areas like greenhouses and hydroponic systems that might reduce dependence on imports in the future while also generating new job opportunities.
In the meantime, single parents in the economies face grocery bills times that their living incomes. Tariffs are interesting, and they hurt local families.
On this question, positive stress supporting local growers and innovation, while the negative argument emphasizes immediate consumer cost, a tension between tomorrow's possibilities and today's realities. Tariffs aren't just numbers. They reshape rural communities. Do they build resilience or accelerate inequality? Do tariffs strengthen or weaken rural America?
The evidence is clear. Tariffs push smaller farms to the brink of foreclosure. Between 2017 and 2022, small farms declined 14%. Aid packages overwhelmingly favor the largest producers. Rural America shrinks and the conglomerates continue to grow.
Yet without tariffs, consolidation might have happened even faster. At least tariffs provided a lifeline for many, keeping them protected from global.
Is it really protection, or is it pretending? Tariffs create a cycle of bailout. Farmers aren't asking for change, they're asking for margin. But tariffs saves more paper, not prosperity.
Paperwork, that's the least of these farmers' problems. They'd rather do a little paperwork than lose their farms entirely. Let's not forget, tariffs are leverage for renegotiating trade deals that can benefit farmers down the line. If we don't stand strong, other nations can dictate terms of trade, and that will cause rural America to lose anyways.
Rural America is losing right now. Farmers don't live down the line, they live in the here and now, and the tariffs are bankrupting them.
A clash of perspectives. Tariff, a lifeline or shackles? Do they buy time for rural America or sell out its future? Let's look at the bigger global picture. The world stage. Are tariffs tools of fair negotiation or sparks for economic warfare? Do tariffs stabilize global trade or risk greater conflict?
Tariffs are negotiating tools. Without them, the U.S. has no leverage to demand fairness. History shows trade partners often only respond when real consequences exist.
Okay, but retaliation is just as real. China, Mexico, and Canada all impose tariffs on U.S. agriculture, hurting our exports and weakening global trade.
Negotiation is messy, but sometimes necessary. Tariffs may trigger conflict short term, but they can also force new, more fair agreements in the long term.
Or they just risk history repeating itself. Are you familiar with the tariff of 1828, known as the Tariff of Abominations? Or the Hawley-Smoot Act in 1930? Both worsened the economic instability of our country. Tariffs instigate regression, not progress.
Here, we see tariff framed as weapons of negotiation versus weapons of destruction. Can they achieve fairness, or do they only escalate disputes? As we close, let's reflect.
Looking at protection, we heard that tariffs shield against unfair imports but raise input costs.
On profitability, tariffs aim to preserve domestic markets but slash export revenues.
For consumers, tariffs promise stronger local food systems but raise grocery bills.
In rural America, tariffs buy time for some farms, but push others towards consolidation or even closures.
Global trade tariffs serve as leverage but risk spirals of retaliation.
The truth is, we do not know the overall long-term impacts of tariffs. What we do know is that less than 3% of Americans, our farmers and ranchers, feed not only this nation, but much of the world. Whatever policy path, we must ensure that it strengthens and does not weaken the backbone of America, our ag producers. Thank you.
Very well done.
Trevor, I was not expecting that. That was just, it was great.
No, thank you. You should ask some questions. They really know a lot.
Yeah, really cool.
So,
Thank you, guys.
thank y'all. Y'all did very, very good.
Yeah.
Okay. They gotta get back to theater practice and football practice.
Okay, at this time, I wanna make a motion to convene into executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code, section 551.087, to discuss